How often do players think they're being recruited when they actually aren't?
I think a big one for me is I go back to camps, and I know we're going to touch on it a little bit, so I won't go too in depth, but there's a difference of a coach inviting you to a camp and you just being on a camp flyer, right? And you got to understand the jargon and the language they use and how direct they are within the showcase invite to um, see if they truly want you there, or is I wouldn't say it's a money grab, but it's more of a hey, let's see if we can get this person. We probably saw him once before. um, let's see if we can get him on campus type situation. So truly, when you get those emails or those texts from coaches, most of the time it's the assistant coach. But if you're getting usually a text from a head coach and he wants to see you on campus for a showcase or something like that, it's usually because he means it. So just um, just read that language and try to understand that jargon that they use a little bit better and decipher in your own terms. But just figure out if you really think the connection you built with that coach. Maybe you went to a camp prior, you went to a camp that was combined, so there was Eastern, Sacred Heart, Central, Southern camp, those type of things, and you built a connection. And then he's like, hey, love to see you at our camp in about 2 weeks, right? And see if that connection that you built was a real one, and that is actually from the heart, and not just saying, hey, maybe if we get this guy here, great. If not, no big deal. So just try to understand that language and that jargon the best you can, and see if that connection is actually a true, genuine connection, to see if you can play it there.
I think a key part there of kind of what you were touched on a little bit is like schools have to make money, right? At the end of the day, for coaches to keep their job, for their program to continue to be good, and three, to just kind of have a campus presence, right? And by campus presence, I mean you want baseball guys coming on your campus, whether they're going to your school or not. You want people to see, like, hey, UConn has this great facility. Hey, Eastern just got a turf field. Now, if you go to Harvard, they have the bubble that you can practice indoors. So there's all these different things, and you want these people to see them, which is great. Don't get me wrong. And if you have no idea what your recruiting process looks like, that's a good start for you. But when they send out these emails and it says, hey, Josh Tower, or hello, Josh Tower, and then it's the same email that they send everyone else, not saying it's a red flag, but like, do your research. Is this somewhere I actually want to go? Because yes, all right, maybe they did see you during your summer circuit, and it might be a great thing for you to go and watch, right? And see what it's like, and kind of watch the other way guys move. But then at the end of the day, it's like, do I actually really want to go to this school? And now we're at the end of the summer circuit and they reach out again, and the language in that email is totally different because there's real interest there. Then it's something we explore. But if it's not, and it's not something for you, don't go wasting your money going to all these camps, because you could go there and you could end up playing first base and you're just a pitcher. Like, because they're trying to get on, let's just use the 27 class, for example, right? If you're a 28 going to these camps, and let's say you're going to Stonehill, AIC, and let's say Albertus, right? All those camps are going to look different because you're talking D1, D2, and D3. All those facilities are going to look different. Every single camp is going to be run a different way because every coach coaches a different way. The only time you run into coaches that coach the same way is if you look at the chain of he coached under him and he coached under him, which is fine. And that's how the world works. Guys that are good at their job will mentor other coaches. And that's how those camps will be run. So you might go to 5 camps and 3 coaches coach together and they're run the exact same way. And if you like those 3 schools, hey, maybe that's something we're looking for here. That doesn't mean, hey, I'm buying a coaching staff right away, which is my favorite thing to say, but that's something that interests you. So when you go back and talk to somebody like us, or a high school coach or a college coach, or hey, maybe even a guidance counselor at school, like, hey, I really like this. And this is something that interests me about that school. And that's something we can evolve into of like, all right, well, that's kind of the coaching staff you're looking for. Instead of, hey, I don't really know what I'm looking for, but hey, Holy Cross offered me, and I think I should go there. Because more than not, we have conversations with kids that have zero idea what they're looking for.
And that goes back kind of with what we talked about the first time. It's like when kids don't have a direct path and they get thrown a shiny object, they're like, oh, I got to take this opportunity. I might not get another one, right? And that goes back to trusting your ability and what your plan is. So if you don't have a plan, for those kids out there that don't have a plan, or parents that are helping your children with trying to play at the next level or going to school, develop a plan. I always tell our guys, pick pick 10 schools that you're interested in. They could be totally out of the range. Like for me, it was I wanted to go to USC. That's my favorite school, right? Did I think I could play at USC? Probably not. But put them on there. And then as time goes on, eliminate those schools based on who you've talked to, who you've seen, things like that. And that will lessen the stress of you being, oh my God, I haven't got any offers. What do I do? But if you plan out those schools you want to go see or you want to go meet or those coaches you want to talk to, seek them out when you're at those events so you can keep your, I would say, vision board of schools. And every time it's not a good connection or you don't feel like it's the right fit, you just cross them off. And then you break it down into your top three. And hopefully your top three are the schools that you talk to and you feel real comfortable about probably making a decision to go to those schools.